Welcome to NC Spin Perspectives, thoughts from North Carolina opinion leaders. Talking with Dr. George Griffin, former teacher, principal, and program director for DPI. Thank you, George, for being with us. George, in your op-ed piece, you offer a number of recommendations for revolutionizing our education system. Let's talk about some of them. First of all, you advocate a voluntary pre-kindergarten program for all students, and even go so far as to say that if we have to find the money to pay for it, we can just eliminate the 12th grade. Tell us about that.
Well, and you asked at the outset about what I've heard from other people. The one thing I heard very strongly from my colleagues was don't make it voluntary preschool, make it mandatory.
Because if we catch these children at a very early age, we have a chance to really intervene and do some good.
Well, a lot of research indicates that brain growth develops 90% in ages birth through 5.
Wow.
And so that would tell you right there that it would be a critical time to have students exposed to learning opportunities. And there's evidence, there's lots of research evidence that students in preschool Head Start programs, for example, do better in school up until at least about middle school.
Now, in addition to the pre-K, you're recommending that we just abolish grades kindergarten through 5 and essentially turn them into a system where children kind of progress at their own speed because you say some students progress faster than others. How's that being received, and how would that work?
In fact, that's what a lot of schools talk about when they say we're doing a standards-based approach to education. So for our students kindergarten through 5th grade, we have a set of standards that they need to demonstrate proficiency on. And it doesn't matter if they do it in 4 months or 9 months. Until they can demonstrate proficiency on these academic standards, they're not ready to move on.
Like learning to read.
Exactly. We could just say learning to read, for example, a comprehension aspect of reading. And there would be certain tasks and skills they have to be able to demonstrate that they can complete and do. And so the way it works now is you get about 7.5 months in each grade by the time school starts, and then you get your interruptions and our testing and all that.
Yeah.
So whether you're ready or not, they're ready to move you on, and you're going on, except for the handful of kids who are held back.
Now
This would take that and kind of break that whole structure down.
You further recommend that we have a middle school that's grades 6 through 8, and that they be sort of thematically based schools. Tell us more about that, and maybe year-round.
Well, two things. Yeah, I'm a big proponent of year-round schools, but I recognize that part of our culture and world we live in doesn't necessarily buy that. Theme-based instruction allows, one, some choice. Students or parents think, boy, my student is really gifted in the arts or in dance or in technology or biology, and I'd really like him to explore that more. If a school had that as a theme and had more opportunities and you had some choice involved, then students could go that way into middle school.
And that's the way to implement school choice.
And I think it is. And and again, it's easier to say than do, but yes. And then there would obviously have to be a core academic structure that was across all middle schools: reading, writing, public speaking, using technology to learn, those kind of things. So it's not like they'd be all unique and totally unique, but it would start students on a pathway where they might become interested.
And engage them.
That's exactly what it's about, is trying to engage students. Yeah.
Thank you, George Griffin, for being on NC Spin Perspective.
Thank you, Tom.